Hey guys, welcome back. This is not Tech Live Monday night. This is live from the lab this time. Thought we'd do a quick build together, and I don't know what we're going to do here. I thought I'd leave it up to you guys a little bit, but looks like we've got some people joining in the chat. I'm glad you guys could make it. Let's see what we got. Scotty's here. Cheers, buddy. Montreal dude, name I don't know. Cheers. John's here. Zenz is here. Cheers, guys. And thanks, Scotty. Appreciate it. The audio, I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm punching things through VST host and a little bit of post-processing on the audio. So hopefully it'll be in good shape. What I thought tonight, I thought we'd do a build on a display project. Build the X-Carve. No. What I thought is I need a menu system for my Nokia 5110 LCD displays that I use on almost all my projects. And a lot of you people out there use them as well. So I thought, what the heck? You guys may have seen, probably, some of you, if you've been subscribed a while, I have many videos involving the Nokia 5110s, how to use them, what they are, and I have one set up here. And hopefully we can see, I think I'll take you through start to finish on how I start a project, and maybe even let's cover a little bit of GitHub. Let's take the mystery out of GitHub as well. Maybe we can do both tonight. A lot of people message me the questions on that, and yeah, let's see what we can do. All right. Zen says good audio. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cheers, guys. I will try and keep up on the chat. I do my best to keep up on the chat, but it's not always possible. So what I've got, let's see. Let's see if I can show you guys. I'm not going to cover the build of this because, well, it's already done. And there we go. Let's see if I can settle it out. What I have is an Arduino Nano sitting here hooked up with the minimum amount of wires to the Nokia 5110. And you can find those build videos on my channel, no problem, how to set all that up. It's super easy. There's just a handful of wires run to the Arduino Nano. This is a dirt cheap way to start any electronics project. This display is, I just simply love it. It's from cell phones in the, well, basically 2000s era, but early. It's pretty old school display. There we are. Let's see if we can make it work. So first step, let's go. First step, what I do with any project is usually I start a GitHub repository, and that is a lot easier than you guys might think. But let's just set it up real quick. If I can find, I moved all my shortcuts. Where is my GitHub? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Why am I blind? Seriously. Whatever. The shortcuts seem to have vamoosed on me. Alright. So this is me on GitHub. You guys can find all my repositories. This is where I store all my code and make it available for you guys. The handy one is this one, Nokia 5110 Basics. This one will get you started with that Nokia 5110 LCD display at any time. Super easy. Want to download the code? All you do, let's download it. Let's go. Let's get that paste on desktop. Extract it. Extract it. Game on computer. You can do it. Alright, now we have a sketch we can open in our Arduino IDE. With any luck, it'll be all set. So this is the basic code that should work on this Nokia 5110 LCD. I don't know. We don't need to go in depth into this code because you guys can check it out later. But basically, it'll take it and make your little $3 Arduino microcontroller and make it so that it can talk to this display. Super easy. John said, Educates did a great Nokia demo with menus a couple days ago. Huh. Well, I think we're going to have to check that out then. So, ulterior motive, I don't have code that'll do menus. I have multiple projects. You guys have seen the Arduino Kitchen Garden and the Educase project. They use the LCD, but I don't have a menu system. That's kind of what I wanted to do this tonight for. But if Educate's already did it, I'm actually a little disappointed in myself for not knowing that, but we'll check it out. All right, let's go ahead and let's take this code that I gave you guys. It's up on GitHub. Let's change one thing. Let's change the contrast, because I know this display I'm using gets mighty grumpy with high contrast. It's one of the oddballs that needs a low contrast rating. And we're going to go ahead and I'll plug things in, and with any luck, I didn't mess up any of the wiring, and the stream goes away. Well, crap. We're good. He's golden. Go ahead, find your Arduino, we're good, let's flash it. Really basic code, nothing to it. I would love to go through this, but I already did the videos on it, guys. There's no point in going through this code, plus we're going to use another code anyway. This is just, let's proof of concept and make sure that our Arduino is actually going to work. And with any luck, it says it's done uploading. Now, if we go to second cam, if Murphy, what up with that? What up with that? Live shows, bound to happen. Montreal dude, do you solder on your pins on the LCD, or do you buy them already soldered? Mine come separate. They do not come pre-soldered. So, yeah. Now, let's just have a look and see what the hell happened. I know darn well this display needs a low contrast. So I've got the contrast set to 35, which is really low for a Nokia 5110. Like, really low. And it's completely black. What up with that? Is it my webcam? No. It is indeed the contrast. It's effed. What the hell? That is bizarre. Let's take that down to 30 and see if that makes it happier. That's really bizarre. Totally weird. Peter's here. Cheers, Peter. Good to see you. What is up with that? Did I grab a bad display? I don't believe I did. It's uploading, done uploading, and it's fine. Huh, there we go. Like my little splash screen. So, the basics are, it's just reading the analog pin, just toggling that value just to display something. Really basic. We've now taken the analog 0 input of the Arduino and put it out to a raw value. And if I touch the analog 0, you'll see that, yeah, I don't have any delays, but there we can max it out at 1023. And there's no delays in the code, so it's going way faster than what the display can keep up with. So you need to slow that down if you're going to do something kind of cool with it. And menu system is pretty neat. It's good framework, backlight on and off, and adjust contrast. I'm going to check that out. So there we go. We got a fully functional, relatively functional Nokia 5110. It's just that easy. $3 for an Arduino Nano from eBay China. $3 for a Nokia 5110, and you can display whatever you want. $6 grand total, plus breadboard, plus wires. And I've shown you in how to buy parts on eBay videos, how to buy those dirt cheap and get them reliably. So there, all set. Let's go ahead. So we have the code. Let's go ahead and set it up like I would for a project. What I would normally do is I would probably start a new repository, and then we can go from there. It's just easier if you do it all in a linear fashion and have the repo already started. That way you guys will be able to see this live in a few moments. So Nokia 5110 menus. And we can change the description later. We'll initialize it with a README, and we'll create the repo. Let's go ahead It's just that simple. Now, you guys can see this right now. Use it in chat if you want. You'll be able to see it. There's nothing in it, but we can go ahead and add something. Super easy. We're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and clone my own repo. This is using the GitHub software that you install on your computer. And then somewhere here, Nokia 5110 menus, it's already there. We're going to clone it. And yes, clone it to my desktop. And it'll put that folder there. I don't know why that's so slow. Maybe something to do with me streaming. Boom, we're all set. Now, on my desktop, should be a folder. Look at that. It's already there. Now, anything we put in there, we can sync right up to GitHub, and you guys can go and download it immediately. How handy is that? And then it's a working place where you can see all the changes forever to your code, and other people can see all the changes, every commit we make, and it just makes sharing so much easier. I wish more people would use it, and I think we'll find in a minute some of the issues with people that don't use GitHub, like, makes things a lot harder. Let's go ahead. Let's save this sketch into that folder, and then we know what we're starting with. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We can change all this later. Now it's going to put it in a subfolder, and we're all set. Here, cheers, Kurt. Glad you made it. Now, anything we use here, now this 5110 examples is now there, but we don't want that. We want to make some menus. So, good old YouTube to the rescue. Now, I already searched for this right before the broadcast. I have never used any of these yet. I have took a quick look at them, and let's just see what we see and see if we find something we like. Let's kill some audio. Let's see what this is. First thing first, when I do this is why we use Arduino, guys, is because other people have already shared all this information before. But first things first, look, no code. No code in the description. But there is one in Pastebin. Before I get my hopes up at looking at any menu, I look to see if they've got the code. And he does. He's got it in Pastebin, which, not the best place to store code, but it'll work. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yes, I'm rebroadcasting someone else's YouTube channel, but I don't think they'll mind, because I would love it if we use one of these. I would love you guys to stop over and visit this channel. So this looks like, I'm guessing he's got the rotary encoder set up for, it looks like maybe, definitely contrast, backlight by the looks of it, backlight on and off, yeah. What do you guys think? Can we use that, or should we keep looking? Ciao from Italy, cheers. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we try that one and see if we can adapt it? I think one with push buttons would be easier. Here's one with push button. Oh, this is Educates. This is Nick's. Let's have a look. This is one of the ones I looked at, and I didn't even know it was his. So he's using 3 push buttons. That is identical menu to the one we just looked at, except it's in English. Right on. Maybe he adapted their code. Let's take a look. I'm just curious. Did he just adapt their code? Pastebin. Looks like it might be slightly different. Doesn't matter. I say, since you guys suggested it in the chat, I say we try Nick's code. Yeah, what the heck. Nick's always been a good supporter of this channel too. Let's move that over. Where did he post the code? He always posts the code. All the places to buy stuff. Graphics library. So I already have the graphics library. There's the code. Let's go to his website. I don't think Nick's using using GitHub yet either. I always have fun trying to find his code. Yeah, he's got a download link. I trust his site. Normally I don't like downloading stuff from random websites at all. But I trust Nick's website. I think we're good. Let's have a look. So, being as how we're kind of committed to using this, let's just copy this into our own because we're going to adapt it anyway. I'm going to keep my comments here for now because I like how I put my pinouts for the LCD in my comments. I'm a big fan of that. Let's try that. So let's just go ahead and wipe all of my code out, paste his in, Control V, take a quick scan through it. He includes both the Adafruit libraries. I have both of those libraries, I'm 50% certain. Contrast, we already know we're going to have to change that because the initial contrast on this is not going to work unless it's at 30 or so. Let's just go ahead and check it. Before we scan through and get too deep, this is what I do. I just download it. Oh, no matching call. PCD 34, blah, 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 blah. What? Murphy. PCD 8544 543. Yeah. That doesn't look right. Let's open. This is why I always start with how we did. We start with my functional code, and then we can compare the two. It just so happens we're using the same libraries in these cases, so it should be pretty easy to compare them relatively. Yeah, I can see where the difference is. I'm surprised his code actually works, because that's not enough digits to call that library. That's not right. Something wrong with his code. Maybe it'll work for him, but it don't work for me. This is the line we need. This is where we identify our pins on the Arduino for the library to work. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work, Nick. I think you better check your code. I could be wrong. Chat, you guys let me know. That don't look right. Let's see what else. That should get us by that error. Oh, looking good. Looking good. Done compiling. No errors. Blam! Just that easy. I'm going to catch up in the chat. Sorry, guys. Montreal dude. Happy that I used that code. Awesome. Emily's here. Cheers, Emily. Timely. Just purchased a Nokia 5110, Kurt did. Awesome stuff, Kurt. William's here. Cheers, William. Awesome stuff. Cheers, guys. Charlie's here. G'day. I checked Windows files with Clayman Open Source AV. And David's here. Did he let the magic smoke out? Nope. It's still alive. Look at that. Still alive, David. No magic smoke. This is not a David cast. I am actually disappointed tonight. I'll point this out to you guys. So on this channel, you're going to find in the chat a lot of YouTube content creators, and you used to, on desktop, be able to just hover over their name and check out their channel. YouTube has removed that functionality, so you got to click the little dots to the right of people's names and check out their YouTube channels, i.e. Emily, David, Kurt, PXN America is here. Go ahead and check out, click that button and check out their channels and subscribe. Lots of cool content creators here. That's what this Monday night show is mainly for. So, what do we do now, guys? It compiled. So let's take a quick look. I've changed the contrast, the initial contrast. It's going to do a bunch of button states. Well, sadly enough, I don't have buttons. So I may have to add those. I don't know whether we'll do it live. I didn't expect this to be that easy. I should have known Nick would have some code. Somebody ping Nick and tell him, though, he has to correct his code that he has posted. So it won't compile like that. Pull-ups. In void setup, he's setting the input modes to pull up. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, that's right, because he's using the push buttons I kept thinking the encoders. Set the contrast to the value we've already declared, button states, and then a whole bunch of if statements for the menus. This is clean. I like this code. It's a little more spaced out than I would do, so I might condense that down when I start modifying it. But it's clean. I like this. Anybody else like that? It's pretty cool. So basically it's going to set the text color to black on white, and then if you select it, it just inverts it, white on black. It's just that simple. You set the text values if you're actually selected. If menu item equals 1, which is Arduino speak for equals, you just invert it and white on black, so it'll highlight it. That's slick. That is clever. I like that. Huh. Simple. Yeah. Just not much to this. I think we could adapt this to work with our code. I think we can make this work for what I want it for initially is the Arduino kitchen garden. I want to be able to set the variables for the different clock timers and stuff on the screen. So we'll see. I think we can make this work. And what do we got? Just catch up on chat real quick. I know all about electrons being in smoke. I know I have a car made in Coventry in 1972. Charlie's here. He's a gamer, no electronics whiz, but loves seeing the DIY projects. Awesome stuff. All right, well, here goes nothing. Let's just go ahead and see what happens. That's compiling. That's uploading. And what's going to happen? It's thinking. Done. Now, that's kind of interesting. The third menu line is actually screwy. Now, I'm willing to bet that's this zebra strip. Yeah, it is a connection issue on the Nokia 5110. That's why the contrast went screwy on us earlier. Yeah, I've successfully killed it. There. Let me go back. I have successfully brought Murphy out on the live stream again. How handy is that? Either that or it was just convenient timing for me poking at it. But I'm willing to bet. I think I'll do a video on that. I have one more of these displays. I got kind of a bad batch where the spacing isn't so good and the zebra strip doesn't hold down tightly on the display. You know what? I killed that thing. I killed that. Deader than heck. Sucky bear. It is dead, and all my connections are still in place. If we reset the Arduino, so with the Nokia 5110, if you unplug it, you sometimes need to. You have to go through the setup and everything on the Arduino for it to work again. That actually died. That's awesome. I very, very seldom have problems with the Nokia 5110s. The only thing I've had is the zebra strip, and that is an easy fix usually. Do I have a spare handy here? Where are all? I'm gonna grab one. Stand by. 1 second. That's a little bit of a run to go get that. I'm back. Fixin said, I hate to say it, but I'm glad you're having issues with that display. I skipped the whole display after having issues getting it to work. Normally, this doesn't... It's rare that this happens, to be honest. The 5110s, there's a reason they use them in, like, every bloody cell phone on Earth. They're just tough as bloody nails. But we'll see. There might have actually... I was thinking about it on the way downstairs. This is an unproven sketch, and this is actually an unproven nano as well. I just hit reset on that, and it's not coming back. Go ahead and pull the USB and put it back in. That is bizarre. Definitely never seen a Nokia 5110 kill an Arduino, so I'd be willing to bet. Haven't even looked at that sketch yet, but this is the beauty of using a known good sketch. We can always go back to it. We just hit upload on my original again. Let's see what it does. Let's make sure that display is back the way it was. Yep. See, there we go. We're live. So, interesting. Oh yeah. This is a different one, the display. Now, this is a good one, should be probably around 55 or so. If we hit upload on that, change the contrast to about 55, and we should be all set. Deader than a dead dog in a dead dog factory, yeah. There we go, we're back. So, that's a normal contrast value, thereabouts. Looks, I'd say we can stick with that. Alright, so now we know that display is working. So, is it our code? Let's take a look. Where did we go wrong? Eric's basic notes key 5110, that's not the one. 5110 menus is the one. So let's go ahead right now before we forget and change this contrast to about 55. Now let's see. Is there a timer or something in here that would have caused it to just die? I don't know. Kurt says, cool away screen. Thanks, Kurt. Blame Mr. Watts. I like that, guys. That sounds like a good plan to me. Let's blame Mr. Watts. When in doubt, it's gotta be his fault. Somehow. Even though he's like half a world away. Jumper wires are slightly out of the breadboard. The focus will be off now. Yeah, let's just take a look. No, some of the jumpers are just... Well, there is one that's slightly out, but not enough to be disconnected. They're just different length jumpers. They're kind of confusing. Some are the really, really cheap Chinese ones, and some are the only marginally cheap Chinese ones. But, yeah, there we go. We're good. Let's see what happens. Let's take a quick look. K7AGE just joined. Cheers! We are setting up Nokia 5110 menus and failing to do so in some ways. As well, we'll set everything up on GitHub, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. Turn backlight on. So, why did he start serial? I didn't see any debugging in here. Yeah, doesn't matter. Clear display. Display.display is to write it to the display. He doesn't do a splash screen or anything. Void loop. Read the button states. Check them. If up, menu. If down, menu. If middle. Something caused this to go squirrely. Could be the hardware, but I've never seen a 5110 fail like that. Anything's possible. Text size, draw the main menu, black cursor, contrast. Nothing forces the contrast to go unless you do the button state, so it didn't... What I've seen, what you can have happen, if you mess up your code, you can actually have the contrast go full white. But we lost backlight too. but I've used this as a cheat in my flight sim, my Learjet cockpit pressurization panel. I needed to blank the screen, and I forget the reason it was difficult in my case. It was because I wanted to have the code running, but not display anything, and I just cheated and used the contrast. You just wipe the screen using the contrast function. It works. It's pretty slick, but it can really bite you in the butt if you don't know why the screen went completely blank. But in our case, like I mentioned, we lost the backlight. Turn backlight on and off. Ooh, I don't like this. Just noticed. The backlight, this is a brave move in some ways. Writing the backlight using high-low from a digital output, it's just a little bit. So the Nokia 5110 draws a lot of current, and if you just write it high and low, the Arduino takes the brunt of that, and there's no throttling unless you put a resistor in line. And I don't have one in this case because in my code, I PWM it. And now that I said that, I probably, it's 220. I'm not throttling it much at all, but it does current limit it slightly. Yeah, that's a bad example. I'm running nearly wide open. Anyway, what do you guys say? Should we just try it again? Let's try it. Programming. Uploading. What happens? Why did you die, little display? That's what I was looking for, Emily. It was a time delay in there, and it's not in the code. So, yeah, there was no delay in the code. That's why I went through it line by line there. We also have the same thing at the bottom. That is bizarre. Why is the bottom... This is a different display, yet we have that same fuzzy bottom. That same fuzzy last line. Is Nick's code cursed? What's going on here? What is going on here? Of all the times I've used these, I've never had anything like that. PCD 854.h he's using for Adafruit library. PCD 8544.h. Adafruit graphics, same libraries, and I used my different pin routing that worked. Let's I don't know. I don't know how much further we'll take that. Boolean backlight. I'm not seeing... I don't know of anything that would cause that bottom line to be ugly. David said you do have about 100, so you can always do another run to the shop. Yeah, the problem is, well, I don't have 100, but I've got a few, but none of them have the headers soldered on. I had to go grab that one from the Educase, and 2 of them in a row acting like that. That's not a display. The odds of having... Well, and I know that one came from the Educase and was fine before. I wonder whether we're... I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm happy. I'm not happy with that bottom line. It's going to drive me nuts, but I think I'll figure that out offline, because that is... Seriously. Is there a chance that that's another bad... That one actually has... Nah. That... I have no idea. But I do know a cheat to help with that. So we're on the very ragged edge of contrast right now. Just because I've used these Nokia 5110s a lot, I know we're on the weak side there. And the contrast may not be the same across the entire display. So if we bump that up a little bit, it might actually fix that bottom line. And the backlight's not on either, so that's not helping. Is that the Nokia display? Absolutely. It is the Nokia 5110, the maker's dream. Too bad it was, see, there we go. Exactly as I predicted. That got rid of it. So the contrast just isn't completely equal across this whole display. And yeah, that happens. That's got it fixed up. And if we cheat and throw the backlight on, so we don't have any switches, and I don't really feel like wiring them up right now. So let's just change the code here, and let's find somewhere Boolean backlight equals true. Oh, he'll have his backlight on a different pin than me. That's the problem. I'm using pin 11. Where did he declare the backlight pin? He used 7. So let's change, whatever. Normally I would PWM this, but he's using Boolean. So by changing that, we change 11 to a high. That'll turn our backlight on. And did he declare it anywhere else? I don't think so. Button states, middle, menu, page, contrast, backlight true. Let's hit right. See what happens. Pin 7 is defined, but it is also the backlight pin. Ah, cool. So I wire mine. I don't know why I always wire mine to pin 11. Just the way I do it. Always, always, always. We'll see whether it'll let me. Nope, it won't let me like that. So what David is saying, pin 7 is used in his backlight function at the bottom of the sketch. Ah! So let's change that back. Let's just fix it. Let's use his. Pin mode 7, he declared it as an output. Where did I screw with that in the setup? Pin 7. Oh, let's leave that as a high. That should bring it up in setup as backlight on. And then we don't need to change anything else. We just need to correct the hardware. Let's find it. Where's the backlight? What pin is backlight on the display itself? Light. Second from the right. Second from the right. I've got, is that white wire? Going to pin 11. Perfect. That's fine. You say it's pin 7? How the hell can you be using 7? I'm already using 7 on the display. Oh, this is a nightmare. That's why he has less. He's using what's... I'm already using 7. Crap. Well, you know what? To be honest, this matters not. This matters not. So I'm not going to be using this this menu for backlight or contrast control. I don't want those. I do those in the code, and I don't need that in my menu. So let's just trash them. Let's get rid of it. Let's go back to what I did before. And blam. We'll take an analog write of pin 11, 220, and we'll just turn the backlight on in the code. Done. 5110 menus. Let's go ahead and put this up in the setup. And then we'll go ahead and get rid of his... let's go ahead and put it right in the setup, right at the top. Oh, save. Right. There we go. Programming. Catch up on the chat real quick, perhaps. We'll see what happens. Thank you, David. If you write stupid things in the chat here, you will get booted. Awesome. We have backlight. Just as simple as that. So we can dim that backlight down a little bit, but it's just the webcam that's picking that up a little too bright. Now we can go ahead and we'll modify the menus to be what we need for different things. And what I need them for is the educase and the kitchen garden project. So it'll be easy peasy. I think we should be all set. Yeah, band hammer. I like the band hammer. I'm a big fan of getting rid of garbage in the chat. We usually don't have too much problems. We've got a pretty clean channel here, but the odd time people show up and try and screw things up. We don't have patience for that. We want chat to be functional. It's so much nicer. So there we go, guys. That was a little bit of a hack to get the backlight working, but let's just say I wanted to share this code with you. Let's go ahead. Let's get rid of these other sketches. We don't need those anymore. We don't need the basics. It is the menus one. It's there. It's updated as of a few months ago. Super easy. We're going to go ahead, and the initial commit is here. We go to changes. It can see we've changed the sketch, and we can just go update it or whatever. Commit to master, sync, and that will send that nifty little mod where we only modified a handful, little wee bit of stuff to Nick's file, but it will send it up to GitHub where you guys will be able to grab it if you wanted, or where I can get it forevermore. And there it is. And it's just that easy. You can work with files on your computer, commit it to GitHub, and it's there in just a couple of moments. There's that line that we just changed. You can't see it because it's behind the dang. There we go. And it's really, really small. I apologize. There is that minor mod we made for the backlight, but it just shows that it's there. And yeah, you can grab them. Easy peasy. I think his backlight function will stick you. His default boolean will probably kick in at some point on pin swap. Yeah, I believe it will, David. That's why we can do it now. We can go through if you... we're already approaching timeout here, but what we could do is we can start dumping that stuff out of the sketch because we're not going to need it. Or at least I'm not going to need it for mine. Let's go down. So main menu. So contrast we would change. On mine it will be light timer. And we would what we could do is, where is the contrast control? Contrast. Oof. I will do this offline. It's an interesting structure that he's done. The reset defaults. Set contrast to contrast. That's fine. Turn backlight to on. So we can just kill where it says turn backlight to on, where it calls to this. Where does it call to that? There it is. So we can just change, we can just delete this right out of here. So we can just leave the if statements like completely, we can just blank them out and just get rid of everything and delete it out of there. I'll do that offline. I don't think you guys want to watch me just gutting the program. I'm just going to completely get rid of these, and then what I'm going to use this for will be, well, actually I'll be setting timers. So I will need some if statements and some encoder code that I'll put in there. I'll do that at a later date, but for now we can just wipe it all out, just delete it. But thank you, David. You're absolutely right. That would definitely come back to bite me. Well, and especially it's using the pin. We have to use that pin. We're going to use that pin for setting the timers and stuff, incrementing the timers, but we just need to get rid of that backlight state. So that's probably what sunk us. Something. I still don't know what sunk us the first time. What killed that? Not positive. If you want, let's just see real quick. What was the pin numbers for these things? Let's test this real quick. Seeing as how he was nice enough to provide us this awesome code, what is pin 2, 1, and 0? It looks like he's using for the buttons. So let's go ahead and run a jumper and just test the buttons real quick. There's A0 and where's ground? Hello? There you be. 2, 1, and 0. So I screwed that up. Let's put the pin into ground. He's got them as pull-ups, right? Yeah. 2. Huh. Interesting. We got a dead wire. I have to take a look at that functionality too, because I can't get that cursor to move. Interesting. I'll play with that after too. Long story short, thanks to you guys, found Nick's code, got it to work. I think we're in good shape. I can make that work. Just need to do some minor mods. 45 minutes on the same beer, that's not nursing it, that's bringing it back from the dead. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Don't get to drink much on the live show. Montrealer dude has to go. Cheers, buddy. Glad you could drop by. So that is about the extent of it. I hope that helps somebody. It's fun to just hang out with you guys, shoot the breeze. Pretty easy to put together code and commit it so that it's available on GitHub for anyone to be able to download. I might just delete that repo because basically until you guys can have it for now. There's nothing there that isn't already on Nick's website, so if I don't smash the microphone. That's about it. Hey, well, I got you guys. Quick one. Where'd it go? New goal, 2017. What I'd love, now that we have such an awesome group of you guys in the community that look after things, look after each other, we have a blast together. I'd love to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel before the end of the year, before the end of 2017, but I can only do that if you guys help spread the word and if you guys share these videos and get the word out. I didn't feel that I wanted to build the subscriber base very much early on for a long time now until we had a good stable base of some really cool people, and we have that. You guys are awesome. They're all amazing. I can't say enough. So if you guys would do me a huge favor and share these videos out, it would really help out the channel and we can get some more people in and build some more cool stuff together. It'd be awesome. Will you post the code and wiring diagram? It's already posted, Kurt. It's already on my GitHub. You can find this code that we just posted in this link that I just posted in the chat. You can find the basics code, which I advise you check out on my channel. Let's see. Here is my Nokia 5110 display. It has the wrong link to my channel in the description and has the link to the code. And that'll get you pretty close, as well as just grab the rest of the code from my GitHub. The basic sketches there. But awesome stuff. Sharing is caring. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Charlie. I believe I can't do what I did. The projects that I've done, I couldn't do unless other people came first and shared things. And it's so important to share back everything that we can share. It sure helps things out. And that's the beauty of Arduino. So kind of the whole premise behind Arduino is the platform is nothing special. It is a very simple microcontroller. Not much to it. The Mega stuff is pretty basic. It's not fancy in any way, but it's the community behind the Arduino that made it take off. It's having the sketches and code out there that you can just plagiarize quickly and get a project going. Exactly what we did this evening. So yeah, awesome stuff. Cheers, guys. I'm going to sign off for tonight. It was awesome having you guys here. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And thank you for helping out, David. Thank you, moderators. Truly appreciate you guys. Share these videos out. Share the channel out. I truly appreciate it. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you with a new video on Friday. It will be a power supply repair.